Hi, boys and girls. Today we are going to be talking about asking and answering questions within a text. So, our standard for today is asking and answering questions to demonstrate understanding of a text, referring to explicitly to the text and the basis for answers. So, this is our vocabulary warm up. What I would like you to do is I would like you to read this, and then I also want you to answer the question at the bottom, which is what is the main idea of this paragraph? I would like you to write that down in your notebook or on a piece of paper so that you can send that in on your Class Dojo portfolio. So, pause this video to complete this activity. There will be one more after this slide. So, pause that now to complete this. Here is the next one. So I'd like you to do the exact same thing, read the passage, and then write down what the main idea is of this passage. Pause this video to complete that task. All right, this is our activating strategy. So what you'll do is you will click on the right-hand side of your PowerSchool page, and this link will be there, and you will click on it to view this video. So pause this video here and go to PowerSchool on the right-hand side, and then you'll be able to find this link for this short video. Asking and answering questions in a text. So remember that when we look for questions, we ask who, what, where, when, why, how questions while we're reading. Some answers may be right there in the text, while others are going to have to be searched for or inferred by the reader and not always right there in the text. So we're going to make a prediction based on the title, Panda Pear. I want you to make a prediction on what you think the title of this text tells us about the story. So go ahead and make your prediction now. You may write that on the same piece of paper that you have been doing the rest of this lesson on. So go ahead and do that now. Make your prediction. So here's the text, Panda Pear. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to read the text, and then I want you to answer the questions below. Right here, you have 3 questions. Remember that when you are reading that we annotate when we read, so that means that we use thinking marks, we underline important information as we go along. So I'm going to model for you using the first paragraph to remind you how we annotate the text. So in 1972, Americans fell in love with 2 giant pandas named Ting and Sing and Ling Ling. The pandas came to the United States from China. The National Zoo in Washington, D.C. became the pandas' new home. On their first day there, 20,000 people visited the 2 pandas. The crowds kept coming year after year. So one of the things that I thought was important is this sentence right here where it says on their first day here, 20,000 people visited the 2 pandas. So in my mind, that's a lot of people, 20,000. So I'm going to go, if I had this piece of paper in front of me, I would underline that because that's really important and that's very interesting to me. The other thing, I had a question about this. So if I were doing this text in front of me, I would write my question out to the side. So my question is, I wonder why 20,000 people would want to come and see pandas. Why are they so interesting and why do that many people want to go visit? So as you're reading, I want you to jot down some questions that you have about each paragraph, just as I showed you. And then when you're done, I would like you to answer these 3 questions down here. When you get to number 1, I would like you to eliminate answers. So if you will show me how you are eliminating answers to narrow it down to 2 answers, because remember, good readers, when they're answering multiple choice questions, go through and eliminate answers so that they can choose from 2 of the best answers. So here are some questions that we had. So why did the author write this passage? So you're going to answer that question. You can either answer that out loud to a sibling or mom or dad or anybody that's around, or you can write that down. So it says, according to the author, how did people feel about pandas? So again, this is a feeling one, so it's not going to tell us. So this is one of those questions where you have to make an inference based on what you know and what the text tells me. So also, if you have visited the National Zoo in 2000, what would you have seen at a panda's home? So this is one of those right there questions. So make sure you go back in the text to find that answer. This is our next activity. So you're going to answer the questions that go along with the next text on the next slide. But then we will create 3 who, what, where, when, why, and how questions to go along with the text. Ask the questions to your mom, your dad, your sibling, whoever's in your household that you can ask questions to. Remember that some answers are going to be right there in the text. However, some may call for some research, some making some inferences, or asking other questions as follow up.